Here we go. Hi, welcome. Jocelyn and I are here to share some tips of how to make counting easier for those of you who are experiencing counting as a portal in doing your LifeLine sessions. So here we go. Jocelyn, you want to take it away? Well, first, I'll just say one thing is that we all are pretty confident with doing 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. That's really important, that we don't say 10 to 20 and then 20 to 30. Oh, I mean 10 to 20 and then 20. Oh, shoot. You know what I mean? I can't even count now. So Jocelyn, get away. After you've got down the basics of counting two digits as 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, then that's a good thing. Joss.
Okay, so Cindy just asked me to talk about like when we're in the core limiting belief and counting from whether it's in this life or past life. So let's just start with this life. So remember, when we talk about this life, we're actually going from conception to our present age. So first of all, the first thing to remember, we always break it down. It just makes it easy. Just as we say 1 to 10, we say conception to 10. Okay, and then 11 to 20. So remember, we have our ILR out, and we say, is it conception to 10? Now, of course, the ILR is strong, meaning there's resistance there. So yes, it is somewhere in that. So then we just narrow it down a little bit more, and then we say, is it conception to 5? Yes, it is. The ILR is strong, and so we know we're in conception to 5. And then we want to find out, well, is it that 9-month in utero phase? Is it conception to birth? Yes, it is. Now, the easiest thing here, depending on how you can get your head around the conception phase, you can either just work in trimesters, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and simply say, is it the first trimester? No. Is it the second trimester? Yeah. So sometime in the second trimester. Now, if that's easy for you to get your head around, just work with that. Just use that. If you're someone who likes to, narrow things down a little bit more, then another easy way, and especially because we're dealing with the numbers, is to just work in months. Is it the first, second, with 9 months in utero? So that's another way you can do it. Is it, conception to 1 month? No. Conception to 2 months? No. Conception to 3 months? No. Conception to 4 months? Okay. So it's when you're 4 months in utero. So that's another way. And of course, you can break it down into days and hours and minutes and seconds if you want to, but seriously, at this phase as students, I just highly recommend that you just keep it simple and just do it, in the easiest way that you can grasp the concepts. You don't have brain space for all that other stuff. Just keep it nice and simple. So I'm hoping you're just going to edit this bit out.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
So is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. And so also the other challenge, the other part that I like to share was if you have a part where you are trying to find the year and let's say it's a past life and it's BC. Okay. First you find out, is it BC or AD? Okay. And once you find out one of those, you're always going to be doing the counting pretty simple, except for the difference is AD is going to be from, let's say 0, it's going to be AD 0 to up till the time that the year the person was born. It's going to be in between that time. But if it's BC, it's going to be 0, and it could be many years. It could be till millions of years ago. So what I do is I just ask, how many digits is it? Okay, so once I find is it BC or AD, I ask how many digits. And I just muscle test. 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits. It's 3 digits. 3 digits, so I just put little lines here for it's 3 digits. So and I circle whatever it is. Let's say it's BC and it's 3 digits. Then the first digit definitely isn't going to be 0, because we don't, if it was 100 BC, we wouldn't say it's 100 BC, right? Or if it was 90 BC, we wouldn't say 90. So this number here would not be a 0. So I'm going to ask and muscle test, is that digit 1 hold strong, 2 hold strong, 3 hold strong, 4 hold strong? Let's say 4 gives way, then I put a 4 here. This digit could be a 0. So I start from the counting as, is it 1? Is it 0 hold strong, 2, or you can actually do the tens at this point, but just keep it simple. Is it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6 gives way, so you put the 6 in there. Cool. And then you just muscle test the same way. This one also could be a 0. You could shortcut it by saying, is it, if you wanted to ILR, you could say, is it 0 to 5? And let's say it is. Then you muscle test. Is it 0, 1, 2? Let's say it's 2. So it's 462 BC. It's easier for, that helped me out so much because I can count from 1 to 10. So there you go. That's one tip. Now, Jocelyn had a really cool chart to help us wrap our mind around the BC and AD.
Okay. So this was more to talk about, just to kind of get clear, when we've got a core learning belief and then we're in the mind holding pattern and we discover that there's, you know, an original occurrence that we have to deal with as well. So I hope that you can see this okay. So just using Darren's age, 49, let's say that we had a core learning belief that was 7 years of age. Now, if we have a mind holding pattern, and I feel like the character behind the fence, I can't remember that guy's name. So I'll just try and hold it this way. So if we have...
Step back a little bit. Move yourself back a little. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Can you read the chart?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So if the 7-year young part of us has a mind holding pattern and there's an original occurrence for it, and it's this life, then we know that we're only working with conception to 7. Okay, so that's all we're counting in between that time. And so we just do our ILR and just narrow it down there. So you could straight away just say, is it conception to 5? Just keep it to the standard things that you would normally do. So let's say we said conception to 5 and it gave way. Well, then we actually know that we're just dealing with 2 years. Okay, well, it must be 6, like, because the core learning belief is at 7. So that's kind of for this life. Just keep it in that little window. Now, if for the 7-year-old we're dealing with past life, we're still going our, we'd still check whether it's BC or AD. Now, I love Cindy's way of doing BC. I really think that that's just the easiest way to do it, unless you're someone who's kind of, good at maths and you can kind of go, oh, okay, is it 0 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000 to 4,000, etc. If your mind grasps that, do it that way. That's fine. But I love her way. It's so cool. And if it's AD, then we know that we're working from 0 forward to basically the time of the birth. So say, for Darren, so we're 1968. So I would actually just go through to 1967. So I know then that my bookmarks are 0 to 1967. And so first of all, and then we'll just say, is it 0 to 1,000? And let's just say that gave way. So I go, okay, so it's not between 0 and 1,000. So now I'm working, is it 1,001? Remember, we need to be really intentional with the way we do it. Is it 1,001 through to 1,500? Okay, to 1,500 BC. And so I just break it down into 500s. And then when I found the 500s, then I go down into hundreds. Then I go down into a 50. And then I go down into tens. So that's just the way that we can break it down. So work in thousands, then in 500, then in hundreds, then in 50, and then in tens. And it just helps you to narrow it right down. So is that clear, Cindy, or do you have any questions that maybe the students might ask?
You're very clear. So also, if you guys have any questions about it, don't feel like there's no question that is deemed stupid or not important, or you should have known it before, you should already have yourself under your belt, have this under your belt. So we are here to support you 100%. And as you can see, we got your back. So infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.